Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to all attendees, more than 100 worldwide. I'm very happy. And thank you to INSTO, thank you to UNWTO. This is a great success. You may not know, but Mallorca, the tourism board, got the responsibilities for tourism promotion about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic. We already knew when we got these responsibilities that we have to make a plan of the destination tourism. And we knew that all the action would have to be taken with the constant collaboration of other authorities or economic and social stakeholders in the island. All of them have a direct or indirect influence on the destination's tourism activities. So what do we wanted to do right before the pandemic 2 years ago when we got the responsibility of promoting Mallorca? We wanted to make a guideline who could reinforce the image of the island, obstruct or stop any possible imbalances, and make it a smart management of the island, as well as organizing the participations and the involvement of all the institutions, public and private companies. Also increasing the prestige of Mallorca and support the assets. We started with a strategic tourism plan at the end of 2019. We didn't know the pandemic was coming, but we knew we had to have a plan. And we knew we have to find co-governance. Co-governance is essential, already been mentioned here. And also, we knew that we cannot do it alone, and we have to be sustainable, and we will need some information, and we will need some help to do it. We cannot do it alone. Tourism boards cannot do it alone. It's the whole destination who has to be involved. So what did we do? I will going to show you on this slide, number 3. I'm going to move a little bit so you can see better. You see half of me now. That we made this strategic plan, which started at the end of 2019, as I have mentioned. And you can read it and fully check it in our website, www.nextmallorca.com. N-E-X, without the T. It's not next, it's next. So www.nextmallorca.com. You will find everything about this tourist strategic plan, which include 4 factors. The 4th factor is the smart destination and the smart abilities of the destinations. Each of the factors includes governance, as you can see here. But the 4th one includes governance and the necessity of getting data, gathering data, accumulate information, know where we are, get the whole picture, and then take decisions. So, first thing was, you will see the slide 4. How do you see Mallorcan figures? I'm going to move a little bit so you can see the whole figures. Mallorca is a leading destination in Spain since 1960. We are less than 1 million of inhabitants, but we get millions of tourists every year. We have, as you can see here, we have horse races, we have airports, golf courses, marinas, we have museums, but also we have on all the green part, all the nature resources and all our coasts, caves, landscape to protect. How could we together make it work to have a wonderful tourism and also happy customers and happy residents? We knew we have to work together with the stakeholders, with private companies, public administrations, with local communities from different fields, in order to get information and data and take the right decisions. So what did we do? You will see in the next slide. We had more than 50 meetings with different stakeholders from public and private companies, and we explained the importance of working together in order to achieve tourism intelligence. That was the factor number 4 in our strategic plan. We found out that the INSTO had a wonderful tool with the network of the observatories, and we wanted to join up. We presented our candidacy, and I think we are the last one joining into the network. And we are so happy because the network provides exactly what we were looking for: information, big data, co-governance. And also we could learn from you all who are there today, and what is the best things you do, and maybe Mallorca can do the same. After all these meetings, everybody will join in, And you can see in the next slide, we got a letter in order to join from all the political parties in Mallorca. There are many, but they all agree and they all together say, we want this. We want to become the Sustainable Tourism Observatory by Insto. We found that a great success. We were very happy because we were sure that Mallorca needs to monitorize this data in order to plan and better achieve a sustainable Mallorca in the future. And all the parties agreed. So all together sign up the letter and they are on our side. In the next slide, you will see the different stakeholders from public and private sector that have been working for us from right at the beginning of the project. The committee of experts is a small one over there. The university is involved, as in Australia, very involved, I must say. They are essential. Also, the Hotel Federation, the government of Mallorca, the local administrations, and as a big picture, you will have also a lot of private companies, sustainable companies working with the environment, and a lot of associations, public associations of any kind related to the tourism sector. So really, it is something we cannot do alone. I have repeated, but I repeat it again and again. You need the co-governance because it's essential to the project. And the committee of experts is formed with people from the front group, the smallest one, and then the rest is just, even the airport is involved, the rest is an example of everybody involved in the co-governance of the destination. In the next slide, you will see how the Mallorca Tourism Foundation is being built up. You can see that up here, if I do it correctly. And within the Mallorca Foundation, the Tourism Foundation, we have different departments. There is a management. One of the departments is revitalization. And there is what governance is included. Within the observatory structure, governance is included also in the revitalization department. And this department is in charge of involving all the stakeholders that are part for the different analyses. And they capture the information they generated, and it's essential for the complete understanding on the correct management of the observatory and the data. This department also will be responsible for coordinating all the stakeholders, as I mentioned, public administrations, private companies, local communities, pressure groups, even the residents and citizens. And they generate dynamic information bases, databases, and tools. To do this, it's necessary to adapt all the material and data to make, a more coherent and a clear reading of the data, and also it will help us decision making, forecasting, and acknowledging and sharing the objectives of the observatory. We have to involve the citizens and the residents. We have to ask for their advice and getting the civil society to participate in the projects and their implementation, because without them, we're going anywhere. It's a job for everybody. We encourage governments and understood that there must be a consensus and a process brings together private, associate, and public actors. The system that we have built from the Mallorca Tourism Foundation will work closely together with all the stakeholders and will provide the data, public open data, so everybody can use it and take the right decisions. The Department of the Revitalization will have, or is having already, experienced consultancy team made up of people from the tourism industry who know a lot about the sector, and others working or involved in environmental issues. This team will be responsible for coming up with key questions and raising critical issues that need to be analyzed and solved and studied, and also, of course, proposing hypotheses to be assessed. They also will carry out with the necessary research. The observatory is giving us these key performance indicators that you can see now on the screen: management of solid waste, waste management, economic benefits of the destination, tourism seasonality, employment, and so on. You all know them very well. But we found out that Mallorca needs more specific ones. How did we find out? As a result of the meetings held before, those meetings we did hold before with the stakeholders, and the needs that we found undetected. So you can see here we have added more indicators. We have a total of 700 in our observatory. And these ones here below, related directly to Mallorca: innovation, production and sustainable consumption, biodiversity, cultural heritage, mobility, use and regional planning, visitor satisfaction and behavior, safety and security, and also sport tourism. These were found throughout all the meetings that we hold, and we were very happy to add it to our observatory up to, as I said, a total of 700. What are we wanting to achieve with these indicators? Well, we want to get information in real time. We want to promote the co-governance. We want to measure, which is very important, tourist and resident ratings of satisfaction in order to balance the tourism industry and the residents living. We will also know our competitive position within the area, the market, and the continent. We will attract new segments that are of interest for the island of Mallorca, and we will work to mitigate the ecological footprint and also the negative side of tourism and redistribute the wealth it generates. So I think for us, the co-governance is essential. As I mentioned, the Mallorca belonging to the net of observatories is a win-win for residents, for stakeholders, and for the island. And we are here very happy to share our results as soon as we get them, and to learn from all other observatories. Thank you very much.